Today, we're going to tackle the entire history of Austria. We're talking about a nation that for centuries was literally the heart of Europe. We'll see how this small frontier land managed to build a global empire, and then how it had to pick up the pieces and start all over again. So here's the big question for today. How on earth did Austria pull this off? How did it rise so high, fall so far, and then completely reinvent itself? It's an incredible story of power, marriage, war, and identity. A story that didn't just shape one nation, but really, the entire continent.
Okay, so to really get the empire, we have to rewind. We're going way, way back to its earliest days, to the ancient cultures and medieval families that laid all the groundwork. Now, the land we call Austria has some seriously deep roots. I mean, we're talking about the Celtic Hallstatt culture more than 2,500 years ago. Then, for centuries, it was just another part of the Roman Empire. But the story of Austria as we kind of know it, well, that really kicks off in 976 AD with a dynasty called the Babenbergs. You know, the name Austria itself tells you so much about its origins. The first time we see anything like it is in a document from 996 AD where it's called Osterici, which basically means the Eastern Realm. And that wasn't just a name, it was a job description. It was the eastern edge of the Holy Roman Empire, a military buffer zone. This idea of being on the frontier, that is absolutely key to understanding Austria. So the Babenberg family eventually died out, and things got pretty chaotic for a while. And then comes the single most important moment in Austrian history. In 1278, a guy named Rudolf of Habsburg, who was, a relatively minor noble at the time, he defeats the super powerful King of Bohemia and snatches up the territory. And with that one victory, the Habsburgs were in, and they would stay in power for over 600 years.
So how did the Habsburgs do it? How did they turn this little duchy into a world power? Well, it wasn't mainly through fighting. Nope. They had a much smarter and, frankly, much safer strategy. This Latin phrase right here was basically the unofficial motto for the whole Habsburg dynasty, and it just perfectly sums up their genius. Let others wage war. You, happy Austria, marry. I mean, why risk losing everything on a battlefield when you can gain a kingdom with a wedding ring? The formula they used was so simple, it was brilliant. Step 1, you scout all the royal courts of Europe for the most valuable single princes and princesses. Step 2, you arrange a strategic marriage. And then, step 3, you just wait. Through inheritance, entire kingdoms would just fall right into your lap. It was like playing geopolitical chess, but over generations. And the results? They were absolutely staggering. Through a few incredibly clever marriages, the Habsburgs picked up the wealthy lands of Burgundy and the Netherlands. Then, the next generation married into the Spanish royal family, and suddenly, they didn't just control Spain, but its entire global empire in the Americas and Asia too, all built on wedding vows.